I have a lot of sourdough favorites, so let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna start with the two most important things. If I didn't have these, I would not be able to make the sourdough bread that I make today. The first one is this OXO kitchen scale. It's on the pricier side, but I bought it because it was the winner from the America's Test Kitchen scale review. They just do a very good job. So when they said that this was their winner, I bought it. It is pricier, but it's worth it. There are so many features to this thing that make it worth the money. Speaking of which, this thing slides out. It's a magnet, so it magnetizes on there. But if you have a really big bowl, you can slide this out so that you can still see the reading without the bowl getting in the way. It's very fast and accurate. So as soon as you put something on the scale, it immediately goes to the number. The last scale that I had took like 2 or 3 seconds to finally land on whatever the weight was. Not with this one, it's super fast. It also has a little meter. Okay, so the more weight that's on here, there's a little meter, you see that? So the more weight there is, you get to know how much more room you have before you hit the scale's weight capacity. It's got pounds, kilograms, grams, ounces, all the good stuff. It is a solid scale. My other essential is a thermometer. The Thermapen one is the best thermometer on the market, in my opinion. Professional chefs use it. It is considered like the industry standard, I would say. It is pricier, but you are able to get it on sale if you are like part of their email list or if you're diligent about it. I think the list price is over $100, but I just bought this replacement because their last one, someone put it in the dishwasher and it ruined it. I got this for $79. It is so good. They have a more budget version. I think this is like $15 or $20 and this is like $100. This one is still fine, it'll get the job done, but this one, once you start using it, oh my gosh, you just wanna throw this one out. This is so good. As soon as the tip of this touches your dough, the temperature reads perfectly. Doesn't matter how deep you go into the dough, it gets it. This one, I find that I have to kind of wiggle it around in the dough until it finally lands. This one is instant. I feel like in these categories, in the scale and thermometer categories, these are best in class. If you want the highest quality products you can get in these categories, this is where it's at. This is my favorite Danish dough whisk because it is stainless steel and I can put it in the dishwasher. I do really like the ones with the wooden handles, but the problem with those is I put everything in the dishwasher, so it's my fault, I know that. But the tip of this separated from the handle because of that, and so now I can't really use it because these have to be strong. A lot of people have said, oh, I heard you can't put metal with sourdough. I have never known that to be true. I use this all the time and have no issues. Salt. This is a great salt container, but that's not what I'm talking about. The Redmond's sea salt. It doesn't have any additives or anti-caking agents, which I found salt that include those can mess up your bulk fermentation and give your dough a very weird texture. This is made in the USA. It is a high quality salt. There's all those little nutrients in there and minerals that are supposed to be good for you. A lot of people say they put a pinch of it in their water in the morning. It's just a great salt. The flavor is wonderful. When it comes to bench scrapers, this is my favorite one. I like the rounded shape of it. I feel like it fits your hand really well, and the edge of it is very, very thin. So it gets under the dough so well. I'm always reaching for this one, but this was part of a sourdough starter kit that had other sourdough items in it, and I did not like any of the other items. This is the only thing that I still reach for from that kit. So I have a hard time recommending it as part of the kit, you know? So aside from that, this would be my next favorite, and this is the King Arthur brand. The wooden handle is really nice. It's got a great grip to it, and the edge is also thin, not quite as thin as this one, which is why I probably like this one better, but this is still good and it's very high quality. King Arthur also makes my favorite bowl scraper. This bowl scraper, each side of this bowl scraper is tapered, every side. So for this side, you can kind of go like this and scrape out the bowl. And for this side, you can use it on flat surfaces like, you know, your countertop or something, and you can use it that way. I love that the entire thing is usable. And it's also hard plastic. The one that I have that's silicone on the edges, it just glides over the dried on bits on the bowl. It does not get the job done, but this one is hard, it's plastic. You can scrape at stuff and it will get it. So if you go, I don't think King Arthur sells their stuff on Amazon. So if you do want to get King Arthur stuff and you go to their website, I would definitely get these two things and maybe some flour so you get free shipping. When it comes to scoring, my new favorite bread lom is the Bread Smart one. I made a video about this showing how well that it scores bread, and it went viral. I think like over 14 million people have viewed that video. It did go on a strange side of the internet that was a little traumatizing to read those comments. However, the actual sourdough people that watched the video love this, and so many people purchased it from that. It has safety features, like I can put this in my drawer and not worry that my kids are gonna open it and cut themselves. I have cut myself on bread loms at least 3 times, and it is painful. That stuff is really sharp. These are razor blades, right? So it needs to have a cover, and some bread loms do not come with a cover, which is just crazy to me. So I love the safety feature of that. Another great part about this bread lom is you don't have to wonder about how deep you score your bread, because they take care of that for you with the design. You can't go any deeper than that white plastic part. So when someone says, oh, I don't know if I'm scoring too deep or too shallow, that's taken care of for you with this. I love that about it. It also has 2 ends. This is the straight end, and this side has a curve to it. So if you want like more of a curve to your blade for like maybe baguette scoring or something, you can put a razor blade on this end. And this is more affordable than most bread loms on the market. So it's got like literally everything going for it. Speaking of sharp things, I just used this, so I need to wash it. But a lot of people ask me what my favorite bread knife is, and I feel really bad for saying what it is because it's the Cutco bread knife, and it's obviously very expensive. My husband purchased a Cutco knife set against my will. I would probably never spend that much money on knives, but he did it. And looking back, I'm grateful that he did, because these knives are phenomenal. This bread knife is so sharp. It's awesome. I love the shape of it. So if this is not within reach, one of my friends, Gia, her handle on Instagram is Gia's Batch. She recommends the IKEA brand, and I know that's gotta be dirt cheap, and she says it's one of her favorites. Oh, I forgot to mention, aside from the Bread Smart one, my next favorite bread lom is a UFO one. This is just one from Amazon, but I like these rounded ones way better than the ones that come on the handles. So this is another good option, and it does come with a case. Thank you. This is just a cute little thing. This is a dope, D-O-A-P. How cute is that? You use this to scrub off dough. I love using it on my hands after I'm like mix a really wet dough. You can use this and it gets the dough off so quickly. You can also use this on your different tools and stuff. It's so good. And what I think is cool is a sourdough baker created this. So when you purchase this, you are supporting someone in our space. One of us, you know? So I just love that. I love being able to support people, and it's a really cool product that works really well. I do want to talk real quick about rice flour. I use rice flour during, like after I shape my bread, I use this to dust my Bannetons, and I put it on top of the dough. The rice flour that I use is the Goya brand. I'm kind of indifferent about it. It does its job. Is it awesome? I don't know. It's the only rice flour I've ever used. But what I do love are these things. I like both of them. This one is just like more of a handle style. So when you dust it, you know, it comes out like that. And this one is just a different style. You would just go like that. Both work really well. I love them. It makes it so much easier to get an even dusting, especially if you're dusting your bread before you score it. My favorite style of Banneton is wood pulp. They work so stinking well. Wood pulp actually absorbs moisture. So when you put your loaf of bread in here, the actual Banneton is drying out the surface of the dough, which is amazing. When you go to score it, you're gonna get clean cuts without dragging. And when you go to bake your bread, you're gonna get a nice crispy crust, not like a soggy, kind of damp, gummy surface. This takes care of all of that. It's wonderful. It's also sustainable. They are pricier, but if I could go back, I would not purchase all of the other Bannetons that I bought that were cheaper and save my money and pull it together to get just one of these because they're so good. These 2 styles are from the brand Bulka, B-U-L-K-A. They're sold on Amazon. I like both of these. This is the 500 gram version, and this is the 750 gram version. I put my regular bread in here. I think my bread is 900 to 950 grams. It fits perfectly in both of these, so I don't know what those numbers are about, but I have both of these linked in my storefront, so you know exactly what sizes I have. And these two are from the company Rose Hill Sourdough. They're not sold on Amazon, but they're really good and I love the shape of them. So wood pulp for the win. It is the best type of Banneton in my opinion. And also from Rose Hill Sourdough is the bread mat. It's called the bread mat. This is the best bread sling. I have all different kinds, silicone. I probably have 10 different bread slings because a lot of them come in kits and things. And I'm so glad I purchased this because it works so good. The bottom of my loaves are perfect. Like this prevents the bottom of your loaf from burning. I don't know how it has that power, but it just does. I don't know, the design of it is so good. And the cool thing is you can use this when you put your bread in here and you're ready to put it in the fridge. You can put this on top instead of like a bowl cover or plastic wrap. You can use this and just put like a towel on top. So it's got like multi uses. It's so good. I'm always reaching for this one over my other ones. And for baking, the crustic bread dome, I would say is my favorite. Okay, so let me just level with you here. Le Creuset, I think, is probably the best brand of vessels that you can get for sourdough baking. They're heavy, they are sturdy, they will last generations. They're such high quality, but my God, are they expensive. They're really expensive. I have never actually purchased one. The two that I have were gifts, and I don't know if I would purchase them because they're so expensive. And this gets the job done almost just as well. Not as well, but pretty darn close, and it's less than half the price. If you can find it on sale, sometimes you can even get it for around $100. The bottom of my bread is never burnt in this, even when I use a different bread sling. So it does a really good job of just getting a nice even browning around the entire loaf of bread, no burnt spots. It also traps steam really, really well. So even if you don't add any like misted water or ice cubes inside, your bread still can get blisters and it just gets that nice crispy crust. And also the oven spring that I get out of this compared to other bread domes that I've tried, like the Aldi one, it's world of difference. I'll put up a picture so you can see the difference, but I get a much better rise out of this bread dome than others. This is kind of random, but pH testers. I got 3 different ones, and this is by far the best. It is the Hannah brand, and it is the bread and dough pH tester. If you are a beginner, ignore this. If you're getting more into the science of things and like kind of geek out on it, this is the best pH tester for sure. For storing bread, I always just used to use Ziploc bags, but it was really bothering me because it felt really wasteful how many Ziploc bags we were going through. We're not perfect, but I try to reduce our plastic as much as I can. And these Nectar and Nest beeswax bread bags are so good. I have some bagels in here right now, but the inside is beeswax. It's a little bit tacky and it just stores bread so well. My bread doesn't stale as fast. No, the beeswax like scent or flavor does not transfer to the bread. You almost can't even smell the beeswax scent at all. I've had that problem in the past with like beeswax wraps, and those just, everything that I wrapped with that stuff ended up tasting weird like beeswax. That is not the case with these. They're so good. Okay, last but not least is attire. This shirt and this sweatshirt are so stinking cute. My mom makes custom shirts and apparel and things like that. So I just told her I would love a shirt and a sweatshirt that says "in my sourdough era" because I think that's so cute. But you can tell her literally anything that you want on a t-shirt. Your name, a saying, a little sourdough slogan or motto, she will do it. She gets so excited. When she's a true small business. Whenever someone orders from her, she literally sends me a text and is like, "Oh my gosh, someone just ordered a sourdough shirt." Like, that is the joy that you're spreading when you order from a small business. And the cool thing is you can get whatever you want. She has a really cool collection on her website of different types of sourdough stuff, but you can email her or message her if you want something different that you don't see, and she'll do it. You don't need this stuff. These are all nice to have items that make sourdough a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit easier, makes my bread turn out a little bit better. I'd love to know what your favorite sourdough brands, items, tools, supplies are. I'm a geek about it, obviously. So if you have a sourdough favorite, I would love to know. Thank you for watching. Bye.